If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified of new videos. My previous article here at Mysterious Universe on the subject of monster hunting was titled Bigfoot, Why Can't We Find the Proof? It was focused on certain very strange aspects of the United States' most famous monster, such as the fact that Bigfoot seems to be impervious to bullets, that the creatures vanish before people's eyes, and that we have never, ever been able to secure Bigfoot DNA. There is another issue connected to all of this. Arguably, it's the most controversial aspect of all. Namely, the links between Bigfoot and UFOs. Indeed, I have seen so many Bigfoot researchers fume and rant when the matter of UFOs is brought into the domain of Bigfoot research. Too bad. The fact is there are more than a few reports of strange lights seen in the sky in the same location, and at the same time, that the Bigfoot creatures have been seen. Like it or not, when it comes to the UFO angle of Bigfoot, there is a mystery to be resolved. Unfortunately, it's a mystery that is often ignored, and deliberately, too. I choose not to ignore it. One of the most intriguing cases came from a man named James C. Wyatt, of Memphis, Tennessee, who shared with paranormal expert Brad Steiger a copy of his Wyatt's Grandfather's Journal from 1888. It described the old man's exposure to the Bigfoot phenomenon, way back in the 19th century. The location was the Humboldt Meridian, in northwestern California. It was while in the area, on one particular day, that Wyatt's grandfather encountered a tribesman carrying a plate of raw meat. Puzzled, he asked what it was for. After pondering on things for a while, the man motioned Wyatt Sr. to follow him. On arriving at a cave built into a cliff face, he was shocked to see a huge, hair-covered, man-like beast. It was, however, quite docile and enthusiastically ate the meat provided for him. It was then that Wyatt's grandfather got the full story. The beast, nicknamed Crazy Bear, had supposedly been brought to the forests from the stars. Nothing less than a small moon had descended, ejecting both the creature and several others of its kind. The moon was reportedly piloted by very human-looking entities that always waved at the Indians as they dumped the hairy beasts on their land. Now, let's take a look at the British Bigfoot. Or, specifically, one such creature that has been seen in the UK. It's described as looking like a large chimpanzee and is called the shug monkey. Shug is an Old English word for demon. Notably, the shug monkey has mostly been seen in Rendlesham Forest, Suffolk. That area of forest just happens to be the site of what is claimed to be the UK's most famous UFO encounter, an event that occurred back in December 1980. Moving on, Castle Ring, Staffordshire, England, from where several significant Bigfoot-type reports have surfaced, also has long-standing links to UFO activity. It's an ancient hill fort dating back thousands of years. Graham Allen, of the Staffordshire UFO Group, said in 2005, Castle Ring is the highest point on the Cannock Chase, which makes it a good place for UFO spotting. There have been numerous incidents of UFOs, which could be because you are more likely to see something from a high point. Allen elaborated that concerning unearthly encounters at Castle Ring, there have been reports of something landing there in the 1960s. From a research point of view, there are a high number of reports around ancient sites. One argument could be that ancient sites have been located there because of the incidence of UFOs and natural phenomena. There could be locations where there could be magnetic influences in the ground which have been attributed to Earth lights. How curious that both UFOs and Bigfoot-type animals should be seen at Castle Ring. While most Bigfoot seekers dismiss, or outright ignore, the UFO angle, some don't, thankfully. One of them is Stan Gordon, the author of Silent Invasion, the Pennsylvania UFO Bigfoot Casebook. Stan's book is a swirling cauldron filled with dark and ominous woods, glowing-eyed beast men prowling the countryside by night, strange lights in the sky, UFO landings, neighborhoods gripped by terror and fear, and much, much more, too. And it's thanks to Stan's research, as well as his in-depth files prepared back when all of the dark drama was at its very height, that we're now able to appreciate the curious chaos and calamity that collectively hit the unsuspecting people of Pennsylvania all those years ago. The fact is there is a link between anomalous lights and hair-covered creatures. Unfortunately, this admittedly bizarre angle of the Bigfoot phenomenon is avoided by so many in the field.